These are 40 items that separate frustrated first-time cruisers from seasoned passengers who actually enjoy their vacation. And the difference often comes down to spending an extra $53 replacing things you forgot to pack. That number comes from a 2025 survey of over 1,000 travelers, which found that the average person spends $53 replacing forgotten items at their destination. Half of all travelers surveyed spent between $11 and $50 on replacements alone. And here's the problem specific to cruising. Ship gift shops mark up personal necessities 35 to 50% above retail prices. A 2019 study found Coppertone sunscreen priced at nearly $14 on board versus $9 at Target. Buy that same sunscreen at a private island stop, and you're looking at $17 a bottle. Band-Aids? $12 or more on a ship versus $3 to $4 at home. So this video isn't just about comfort, it's about keeping money in your pocket and hassle out of your vacation. I'm going to walk you through all 40 essentials, organized by category, with the specific details you need to pack smart. Let's start with the items that solve problems most first-timers don't even know they'll have. The number one mistake new cruisers make is underestimating how small cruise cabins actually are. And more importantly, how little storage space you'll have to work with. Item 1. Packing cubes. These compress your clothing and maximize the limited drawer space in your cabin. Emma Cruises, who has a weekly newsletter with over 40,000 subscribers, tested multiple brands and recommends Pro Packing Cubes from Amazon for the best quality to price ratio. Former cruise ship crew members consistently call packing cubes game changers when asked what they always bring on board. Item 2. Magnetic hooks. Here's something most people don't realize. Cruise cabin walls are made of steel. That means magnets stick to them. Ilana Shatower of Life Well Cruised, who has taken over 30 cruises in the past decade, puts it simply, cruise cabin walls are metal, so using magnets is an awesome cruise cabin hack. She recommends hooks rated for 40 to 55 pounds, so you can hang backpacks, hats, and wet swimsuits. A 6-pack runs about $10 to $20. Item 3. An over-door shoe organizer. But not for shoes. This creates vertical storage for toiletries, sunscreen, chargers, medications, and all the small items that would otherwise clutter your limited counter space. The pro tip from Life Well Cruised. Pack your organizer at home already filled with your items, then place it in your suitcase ready to hang as soon as you board. Item 4. A hanging toiletry bag. Bathroom counter space in cruise cabins is minimal. A bag that hangs from a hook keeps everything accessible without taking up that precious surface area. Item 5. A laundry bag or mesh bag. You'll need somewhere to put dirty clothes, and mixing them with clean items in your suitcase creates problems. A simple mesh bag solves this and takes up almost no space when empty. Item 6. A cruise card lanyard with a waterproof pouch. Your cruise card is essentially your life on the ship. You'll use it 50 or more times daily for room access, making purchases, and getting on and off the ship at every port. A lanyard keeps it accessible, and the waterproof pouch protects it at the pool or beach. These run about $8 to $15 for a 2-pack. Item 7. Reusable luggage tag holders. Cruise lines email you paper luggage tags before your trip. These plastic holders with steel cable loops protect those tags during handling and can be reused on future cruises. $8 to $15 for a 4 to 8 pack. Item 8. Air tags or tile trackers. This has emerged as the #1 recommended travel gadget across Cruise Critic, About Luxury Cruising, and Royal Caribbean blog. Studies show a 90% reduction in permanent bag losses and 26% faster recovery times for delayed bags when trackers are used. 36 airlines now integrate with Apple's Share Item Location feature, and Delta's systems show AirTag locations directly to their agents. An AirTag costs $29 or $99 for a 4-pack with about a year of battery life. Android users should use tile trackers instead. Here's a fact that catches almost everyone off guard. Most cruise cabins have only 2 US-type outlets total. Sometimes one of those is in the bathroom, restricted to electric razors. You might also get one European outlet. That's it for charging your phones, tablets, cameras, and everything else your family brought. This is where things get complicated, because cruise line policies on power strips changed significantly in 2024. Item 9. A USB-only charging hub. This is now the safest option across all cruise lines. It plugs into one outlet and gives you multiple USB ports to charge devices. Every major cruise line allows these. Item 10. A non-surge power strip. And I need to be very specific here. As of September 2024, Royal Caribbean banned all power strips, including non-surge models. Only USB-only charging blocks are permitted on Royal Caribbean ships now. However, Carnival, Princess, and Celebrity still allow non-surge power strips. Disney and Norwegian have restrictions. All cruise lines ban surge protectors. A U.S. Coast Guard Marine Safety Alert cited stateroom fires as the reason. Check your specific cruise line's current policy before you pack. Item 11. A portable power bank. 20,000 milliamp hours gives you plenty of capacity for long port days when you're away from your cabin all day, taking photos and using maps. Item 12. A European outlet adapter. If your cabin has that European outlet, an adapter lets you use it. More charging options are always better. Item 13. A waterproof phone case. This is essential, not optional. Your phone now handles room access through cruise apps, restaurant reservations, and onboard payments. An IPX8 certified case is submersible to 30 meters. Look for floating designs with built-in airbags that prevent loss if you drop it in the water. 2 packs cost $10 to $20. Item 14. Walkie-talkies for families. These are allowed on Royal Caribbean, Disney, Princess, Celebrity, and Holland America. However, they're banned on Norwegian and Carnival, so check before you pack them. I should mention that performance can be unreliable because the steel hull creates dead zones throughout the ship. Cruise apps are often more reliable for family communication, but walkie-talkies don't require Wi-Fi or cell service in ports. Let's talk about seasickness, because the statistics might surprise you. According to Dr. Andreas H. Leischger, a ship physician who presented at the 131st Congress of the German Society for Internal Medicine in May 2025, approximately 25% of cruise passengers experience seasickness within the first 3 days. During rough seas, that number can rise to 60%. CDC data indicates seasickness accounts for about 10% of visits to onboard medical centers. Now, Royal Caribbean's chief medical consultant, Dr. Benjamin Shore, offers some reassurance. Considering the large size of today's cruise ships, seasickness is rarely a problem. Modern stabilizers have significantly reduced motion, but if you're in that 25%, you'll want to be prepared. Item 15. Motion sickness medication. Bonine, which contains meclizine, is preferred by most cruisers because it's once daily dosing with less drowsiness than Dramamine. $8 to $15 for 16 to 25 tablets. Scopolamine patches require a prescription but provide 3-day relief. C-Band's acupressure wristbands offer a drug-free alternative for $8 to $25. Here's an insider tip. Ships often provide free meclizine at guest services, so you can avoid the marked-up gift shop prices. Emma Cruises puts it bluntly. Some people say you don't need seasickness medicine. These people have either never been on a cruise or don't really get seasick. Item 16. A first aid kit with over-the-counter medications, pain relievers, anti-diarrheal medication like Imodium, antihistamines, hydrocortisone cream, band-aids, and blister bandages. A complete kit costs $30 to $50 from home versus significantly more purchased piecemeal on board. Item 17. Reef-safe sunscreen. This isn't just environmentally responsible. It's legally required in many cruise destinations. Hawaii law, effective January 2021, bans oxybenzone and octinoxate. Only mineral sunscreens with zinc oxide or titanium dioxide are allowed on Maui, Big Island, Lanai, and Molokai. Key West, Bonaire, Aruba, and many Caribbean marine parks have similar restrictions. Carnival's official policy asks cruisers to use only biodegradable sunscreens for beach and pool excursions. Sunbum, Blue Lizard, and Australian Gold Botanical are recommended brands, running $12 to $25 per bottle. Item 18. Electrolyte packets. Liquid IV or similar products counter cruise dehydration. As one cruise blogger explains, you can very easily get dehydrated on a cruise. First, there are all the drinks, then there are all the excursions. Item 19. Prescription medications with extra supply. Bring at least 10 extra days beyond your cruise length. If your ship is delayed, you don't want to run out of essential medications. Item 20. Aloe vera gel. Despite your best sunscreen efforts, sunburn happens. Having aloe in your cabin means immediate relief without a trip to the overpriced gift shop. Item 21. Lip balm with SPF. This consistently appears on lists of commonly forgotten items compiled by Cruise Critic and Life Well Cruised. Your lips burn too, and chapped lips can make the whole trip uncomfortable. Your cabin is where you'll sleep, get ready, and decompress after long days. A few small items make a significant difference. Item 22. A motion sensor nightlight. This is critical for inside cabins, which are completely dark. One Reddit user advises, get a battery-powered nightlight for the bathroom. It gave us enough light without losing a toe at night. Item 23. A white noise machine or app. Ships have ambient noise. Engines, announcements, hallway traffic. If you're a light sleeper, white noise helps. Item 24. Wrinkle release spray. Here's something important. Irons and travel steamers are prohibited on all cruise ships. Reddit users report having travel steamers confiscated at embarkation with notes left in their luggage. Wrinkle release spray is your only option for smoothing out packed clothing. Item 25. Bathroom spray. I'll just quote US News Travel directly. It goes without saying, but to say it. Anyway, a toilet spray like Poo-Pourri is a must. Ilana Schattauer from Life Well Cruised adds context. Cruise cabins and bathrooms are small and the space is tight. Item 26. A reusable water bottle. Stay hydrated throughout the day without constantly returning to the buffet for drinks. Item 27. A travel coffee mug. Erica Silverstein, managing editor of the Points Guy cruise team with over 20 years covering cruises and 60-plus ships sailed, explains why. You can't get a to-go cup at the buffet unless you're paying extra for a latte or espresso. Pack a travel coffee mug so you can fill up on the free stuff. One experienced cruiser on Reddit summarized the clothing philosophy perfectly. Bring half the clothes you think you need, but bring extra undies and an extra pair of swim trunks. Another agreed. I actually packed more than I needed. The most common clothing mistake is packing formal outfits for every night. Most cruises have only 1 to 2 formal nights, and the requirements vary significantly by cruise line. Royal Caribbean's Dress Your Best nights. 1 night for 3 to 5 night cruises, 2 nights for 6 to 10 nights. Carnival's Elegant Evening is optional but encouraged. Norwegian has no formal nights required. Resort Casual is standard. Cunard's Gala Evening is the most formal, with black tie encouraged 2 or more nights per week. Item 28. An embarkation day carry-on with a swimsuit. Your checked luggage can take 4 to 6 hours to arrive at your cabin. If you want to enjoy the pool, hot tub, or water slides on day 1, you need a swimsuit in your carry-on bag. Royal Caribbean officially recommends having a tote bag with a few essentials like a swimsuit, sunscreen, and shades means you'll be ready to dive in once you board. Item 29. At least 2 swimsuits. This allows one to dry while you wear the other. One swimsuit means wearing a damp suit or skipping water activities while it dries. Item 30. Comfortable walking shoes. Mediterranean cruises especially require serious walking. 15,000 or more steps daily on cobblestones. Flip-flops can cause rolled ankles on uneven surfaces. Item 31. Water shoes or aqua socks. These protect your feet from rocky Caribbean beaches, coral, sea urchins, and hot sand. Budget options run $15 to $30. Item 32. Light layers or a cardigan. Royal Caribbean advises dressing in thin layers you can add or remove as needed when the weather changes, or the AC kicks in. Ships run cold, especially in dining rooms and theaters. Item 33. Formal night outfits. 1 to 2 based on your cruise length and cruise line. Check your specific line's dress code before packing. Port days are often the highlight of a cruise, but they require different gear than shipboard activities. Item 34. A dry bag or waterproof pouch. Brittany Kruskiel, a cruise blogger, recommends Sea to Summit. C2. Lightweight dry bags. Having these dry bags means I can bring all my gear along during a Zodiac cruise or snorkeling excursion without having to worry about it getting wet. Item 35. A day backpack. Celebrity Cruises officially states, a day pack and/or beach bag is essential for adventures during the cruise. Item 36. Towel clips. These keep your towel secured to lounge chairs in the wind, whether poolside or at the beach. Item 37. Your own snorkel mask. Bringing your own mask and snorkel is recommended for hygiene and fit, especially for children. Quality masks cost $20 to $50 and pay for themselves after 2 to 3 uses versus $15 to $25 per day for rentals. Item 38. Anti-chafing product. One cruise blogger calls Megababe the holy grail when it comes to preventing thigh chafing. Adding it's especially for your summertime cruises. Heat, humidity, and walking combine to make this more of an issue than you might expect. Item 39. An RFID blocking passport holder. Keeps your most important document protected and organized. Item 40. Cash for ports. $20 to $50 USD per port day is recommended for tips, taxis, and local vendors. Many Caribbean ports accept US dollars, and while ATMs are available, they charge fees. Before I wrap up, let me quickly cover items that will get confiscated or cause problems. All major cruise lines prohibit weapons and ammunition, including replicas, illegal drugs, marijuana and CBD, including medical marijuana, explosives and fireworks, candles and incense, irons and steamers, coffee makers and hot plates, hoverboards, and aerosol sprays, including Lysol. Bring disinfecting wipes instead. Norwegian Cruise Line stands out as the most restrictive with 36 prohibited item categories, including all fans, whether battery or electric, walkie-talkies, door decorations, and satellite phones. Personal Wi-Fi routers and mini Starlinks are now actively blocked on most ships. Cases of bottled water are no longer permitted on most lines either. For alcohol, policies vary. Royal Caribbean and Carnival allow 1 bottle of wine per adult but no beer. Norwegian and MSC allow no alcohol at all. Disney is the most generous, allowing 2 bottles of wine or 6 beers per guest. All cruise lines hold alcohol purchased in ports until the last day of the cruise. Let me bring this back to where we started. The 2025 survey found that travelers forget an average of 2 essential items per trip. Toothbrushes top the forgotten list at 22%, followed by phone chargers at 19%. But cruise passengers face a unique challenge. You can't just run to a nearby store when you forget something. You're either paying those 35 to 50% markups in the ship's gift shop, or you're doing without until your next port, where you'll be spending your limited time shopping instead of exploring. The 40 items I've covered today aren't about overpacking. They're about strategic packing, organization items that solve the small cabin problem, electronics that work within cruise line policies, health supplies that keep you comfortable, clothing that matches what you'll actually need, gear that makes port days better, and documentation that keeps you stress-free. One more insider tip before you go. Crew members who work on ships consistently bring packing cubes, magnetic hooks, and a personal pillow. If the people who live on these ships for months consider those essential, that tells you something. Pack smart, save money, and enjoy your cruise. Thanks for watching.